So I'm freaking out my peppers today, and they have not been in this greenhouse. They've been in the conservatory under grow lights. They're looking really quite nice, and I've got some chili peppers and some sweet peppers. I've also warmed up these module trays in the conservatory, and I watered them last night as well, and so they're kind of nicely warmed up. And so I've got Akron sweet peppers, and the first ones, and I'm pretty pleased with these. They're nicely rooted, and I'm going to plant them quite deep. You can plant peppers reasonably deep when they're young. As they get older, they're less kind of happy with having their stems buried, but at this age they're absolutely fine, and that just makes for nice stocky plants. And yeah, look at that, that's really nice. I wouldn't want to leave them any longer than this though to get them pricked out. So yeah, now I am going to grow these on in the conservatory, again under grow lights, for about 2.5 months. So basically all the way through February, all the way through March, and just a little bit into April. And by then I'm finding it that the conservatory is not ideal, because these peppers will be pretty big by then, too big really. And so what I'll start doing then is moving them into this greenhouse, and I'll go on this grow bench here, along with the early tomatoes. Obviously I haven't started those tomatoes yet, and I won't start them until into February. Just to increase the light levels, because I can't really get the light levels high enough in the conservatory, because of the orientation of my conservatory is such that it's not quite south facing. Well, it's not at all south facing, so it only really gets sun until about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and that is just not long enough really for the peppers, and I can't have them under grow lights in there once they're that sort of size. So in here I'm hoping that they grow much better. These are just my early peppers, just the ones that are going to grow on in the greenhouse for a nice early crop. And my main crop peppers I will be starting in February, and I'll do 2 batches, one at the beginning, one at the end of February. They're the ones that are going to get planted out in my low tunnels, and I don't want to plant those out until the end of May really, beginning of June. So that's why I start them much later on, because then that gives me a much better chance of being able to keep them not frost free, keeping them above 10 degrees. So yeah, in the past I've tried to do early peppers much earlier, and also sort of planted them out in the polytunnel, planted them out in the low tunnels, but to be honest it's just not worth it for me to try that anymore, partly because I've got this greenhouse now that's a lot easier to keep warm, but also just it's a lot of fuss and bother trying to keep those spaces warm enough with extra fleece and all of that sort of thing when really it's too cold. So I am switching my strategy to do less early peppers, only do them in here, and I won't keep them in here though, because what I've found is that peppers do really well outside, grown up against the garden wall, which is nice and warm. And so probably by the middle of June, I'll move them outside, because I don't really want them too many things in this greenhouse in the middle of summer, too much watering. And as I say, they do great anyway. So varieties that I've done here are Long Yellow Ringo, Bright Star, Anaheim, they're the only chili peppers there, Lemon Dream and Akron, and I won't have enough space for all of these in here, but I've always got takers for early pepper plants, so quite happy about those. So they're going to go back in the conservatory under grow lights now, as I say, for a couple of months. If you want more about the way that I grow peppers, take a look down below in the description. You'll find a link to my growing guide for peppers and everything else as well. My name's Steve, this is the Seaside Kitchen Garden and Allotment channel, and I'll see you soon.